Yo, welcome back to another podcast episode of Stars Talking Cowboys. Starring Sean Fox, K Boogie, and Cowboys Nikki is in the building.
You gonna dig this. Let's go.
Now, get ready for the hottest podcast.
What's up to another edition of Stars Talking Cowboys. I am one of your hosts, Sean Fox. We have K Boogie and Nikki will be on shortly. Had some technical difficulties, but we're here. So with that being said, how about them Cowboys? It's a pretty good game. We had this past week against one of the better rushing offenses in the league, the Bears. All right. So with that being said, I'd like to hear your comments about what you thought about the game. What you thought about the game on Sunday. Are the boys back? Is it a mirage? Will it be a situation of where we will, where the offense is catching up with the defense? Give me your thoughts about the game. It looks like they're playing the replay on NFL Network. I was very excited about the game. A lot of it had to be a lot of it was more so. We wanted to see how Dak will respond. I wanted to see how Dak will respond to actually. What's up, Carlton? I wanted to see how Dak responded from coming back from his injury. The first game he played, he wasn't. I'm not going to say 100%, but you could tell that the scheme was to actually run the ball, and let Dak get back in the rhythm. It seems like he did pretty good with the exception of that interception. Yeah, he definitely was rusty, Carlton, on that first week. And for anybody who's played sports, especially football and basketball, if you take some time out, especially coming from an injury, it's going to take you some time. No matter how many reps you get in practice, it's still nothing like game speed. So, not saying that, and Dak is a professional. So, I expected him to bounce back. But I think from my end, I think the biggest take was that, we've still become a run heavy offense, and I like that. I definitely like that. I like the fact that we we're running the ball. Like we said last week, we hope that Kellen Moore continues to run the offense like he's a coordinator and not like he's an actual quarterback. Because quarterbacks going down, all they want to do is sling the ball down the field all the time. They just want to sling it and sling it and sling it. But running the ball helps this O line out. So running the ball, it helps the O line to get in uh, to get in some type of rhythm, some cohesion. So, like I said, tell me your thoughts about the game. Once again, like I said, welcome to Stars Talking Cowboys. Like I said, our host will be on in just a moment. We had some technical difficulties earlier, so that's what happened there. But we're gonna get through it. We're definitely gonna get through it. Carlton says we need to fix that run defense. A good team in the MC can run the ball. And that's what they were saying. I was reading that or not necessarily reading it, but I was watching it. You got teams like San Francisco, who runs the ball really good. Um, you know, you know, our run defense was I don't want to use the word bad because Chicago they stuck to their game plan. They their game plan is to run the ball. So their game plan is to run the ball. So and whether they was losing by big or losing by little, they continued to run the ball. I think they passed the ball like 17, 18 times. They ran it like 35, 36 times for the exact total. But they stuck to what they do, and they're a very good run team. Um, Kelly, yeah, like I said, our run defense does need help, and hopefully, that's something we'll work on our bye week. We had some injuries. Had some injuries that we had to, that this is the perfect week for the bye for us.
What's up, Foxy? What's going on?
Oh, you got it, man. Sorry for the technical
Nah, no,
difficulties
no
there.
worries, no worries. Something's going on. Devil's working. Don't worry about it. We're about to knock the devil out. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all
Yeah.
good.
So Carlton says we got Seattle, Philly, 49ers, and Giants. They all run the ball. Yep.
The thing is, too, I was watching the game again, and Chicago beat us on the perimeter, and we had no spies on Fields. And people have to understand too that Fields is a dynamic runner. To me, he's more explosive than Lamar Jackson because one, he's bigger and he can take the pounding, but he just took off. There was times when Lawrence had him, he shook Lawrence and took off, and nobody caught him until it was like he was 15 yards down the field. So I'm saying to myself, like, yes, we have to improve on our actually run defense, but Fields made some plays, and they were running actually on the outside. They had jet sweeps as well with one of their really fast wide receivers. So I'm saying, there was some trickery going on there as well. So hey, we got our work cut out for us. I understand that, but Chicago had a great game plan against us. They used our speed against us, and they took a page from the Ravens. They did take a page, like we talked about before. They took a page out of Ravens' book, and he looked real dynamic behind that offense. Now he has Claypool coming, so I'm looking forward to watching them play against Miami this weekend since we have a bye.
Yeah, this is like I was saying earlier, this is the perfect week for our bye. We definitely needed that. Um, like I said, we definitely needed the bye to get healthy. We needed the bye to regroup, to get some of the to younger players acclimated to actually playing, and to get our new D tackle. And he actually didn't do bad.
No, he didn't. Him and
Yeah.
Clark played pretty good because Clark had to come in the game because Barr, like, he sprained his hamstring. I'll call it a mild sprain. So he came in doing right in the fire. He had 6 tackles.
Yep.
When I saw number 33, I'm like, what? I said I was surprised, but he played well though. He played well. So we're gonna need him too because he's fast. He's fast, and when we have these running quarterbacks, we're gonna need somebody to spy. Because Lev can't do it, and Barr's too slow. So Clark, we're gonna have to use Clark as a spy. To be honest with you, he's fast. He may be faster in certain times than Parsons at times. So we have to see, man. I was excited to see him, but yes, we do have to improve on our run defense. We have to, but you know, the Bears had a great game plan against us actually, and it shouldn't have been that close anyway. If we didn't have all those defensive penalties in the second quarter, we should have blew them out. That's another thing I was really disappointed in our team. Those defensive penalties, the offsides again. You know, Dante, come on, Randy Gregory, number 2. You can't be doing that, right? And then basically with Golston and roughing the passer penalty. I mean, that's subjective, I think, because he
Yeah,
tipped the ball. He tipped the ball.
yeah.
So I don't know.
And I don't understand. Well, I do understand why, because it's player safety, you know, and especially with what happened to Tua earlier in the year. So um, I'm pretty sure the big emphasis in every referee pregame is watch the quarterback, watch, and it's even more so in the NFL because you got two back there. You got a referee and your basically your umpire is behind the quarterback too. So you got a lot of eyes on the quarterback. So yeah, that roughing the passer call was very questionable. It was questionable, and but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
We overcame it and came back and put. My thing is that coming out at halftime. Well, not in halftime. That second quarter. When we let them back in the game. That's something I feel like that we need to work on because Philly is the number 1 scoring team in the second quarter.
Yep, 19 points they average.
Yep.
It's like if you could slow Philly down in the second quarter, you have a real good shot of beating them.
Yeah.
Real good shot of beating them. So let me ask you a question. So what type of improvement should we make to show up our run defense? Because we lead in the league right now in sacks. We're turning the ball over. We're getting the offense to turn the ball over. So what type of solutions should Dallas basically, put in the play to, let's say, cut down on the other team's running? Because, that's basically a fine line there as well. Because you might have to take away from you rushing the passer if you're going to concentrate on the run more.
I think our problem is all of our stunts up front. We don't run a gap control defense. We run a lot of twists and stunts up front. So if you hit them, if you hit them at the right time while we're stunning, then your linebacker has to make plays. Or if that, and if you want to go back to my coaching days, we don't do a very good job of containing. A lot of our runs have been hitting us on the outside because once your D lineman, either like Lawrence did a couple times, once he knifes in, your DBs and your linebackers are 10, 15 yards downfield. Now we had a quickness to come back up, but they've been getting us, and most of our runs, and most of our the big plays we've been giving up on the outside.
Yeah, perimeter.
Yeah.
That you right about the contain because Lawrence missed 5 tackles, didn't he? This weekend against Fields, he had Fields dead to rights, and Fields just gave him a little juke move, got on the outside, and he just took off. I'm like, you can't do Fields like that. Do y'all not see him play in Ohio State? Do you not understand that this man runs a 40 and 4.4? He's 6'3", 230. He is a powerful, fast man. I said, when I saw him doing that, I'm like, oh, Lord. And this is the 3rd straight game that the Bears have rushed for over 230 yards.
And that's why I didn't take it to, because they only passed for 135.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't, we do need to shore it up. Because if we get in one of those games where, like a San Francisco, that can hold you to, 20 points or so, and if your offense is not scoring 30 points, then it's going to be a game. Anything can happen. So that's why I said I wasn't really too worried about the I really wasn't too worried about the them rushing for over 200 yards against us, um, just because that's what they do. That's what Chicago does. Hey, Nikki.
Hey y'all,
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yeah,
not
I'm
much.
I'm sorry for the technical difficulties again. Y'all can
Oh,
blame.
it's all good.
Yeah, that's what technology. That's what happens sometimes with these computers and
It
iPads.
was needed. Shit, I just had just checked my account, and somebody hacked some of our Iranian something hacked my hacked my account.
Wow, your bank account?
Wow.
Somebody got me 2 months ago.
Really?
Yeah, somebody got
That's,
me 2 months ago.
man,
The Russians are always trying my account, so I know how y'all feel. The Russians are always coming after me. You got to watch out when you answer the phones and everything. They try to track you that way too.
it's too much, man.
Yeah. So John, that
Jermaine
is,
and
yeah,
moves and the free agent.
I felt like that we should have.
We still can though. We still can because it's a free agent, so we didn't make any moves in trade. But the free agent market is always available.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we could still make moves if we need be. I if we were gonna make any moves, I would have preferred another cornerback or a defensive tackle. Um, I know a lot of people screaming and wanting a wide receiver, but in all honesty, it was really like Brandon Cook would probably been the only wide receiver that probably would be trying to work going after. We're making a trade for it, but then again, you know, Brandon Cook, he probably give you that stretch to field, but for 18 million, no, I wouldn't have did that for 18 million either. And the thing was that the Cowboys they wanted the Texans to eat some of that contract.
Hmm?
Had they ate some of that 18 million, if they would have ate some of the 18 million and and they wanted a second round and they wanted whoever to take the whole 18 million. If you're gonna do that, you might as well have kept Cooper. If you're gonna take a whole 18 million contract, you would have kept Cooper. But y'all should have known that Jerry was not gonna get a wide receiver because that would have made him it would have made everyone say he had to acknowledge that he messed up by letting Cooper go. So everybody should know that wide receiver was not going to be even what he wanted, what he pushed for. But hey, they said that when the Texans said they wanted to get rid of Brandon Cooks, they inquired about it, but they wanted somebody to take the whole 18 million. So everybody saying they should have did it, but no other teams did it. So why y'all feel like Cowboys should have did it? And if you're gonna do 18 million, you might as well kept Cooper and restructure the Cooper contract. You're
Yeah.
getting a better player with Cooper. You're getting a better wide runner with Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but you know Jerry Petty, he stay petty, so he ain't got to get petty. You already know. You already know. To be honest with you, I wanted them to go after Chase Claypool because Chase would bring a different dynamic to the offense because he's 6'4", and that really never played with a wide receiver, basically a physical wide receiver like Clay Chase. So that's why I'm like, yay, Chase would have been great for Dallas. But I said, hey, it is what it is now. We just got to roll with what we have, and all the words that I said about Washington, hopefully they will not come true, and he would be a pleasant surprise.
yeah. So Kelly, this is the difference with time of possession. That's the difference between a team running the ball as much as Chicago did and a team that passes. Generally, if you rush the ball as many times as like Chicago did, then that's where that time of possession comes in. We had a couple of short fields, and
Mm-hmm.
then Dak had a couple of nice throws downfield. We had a lot of home run plays. Pollard, almost 10 yards a carry. Um, some of the plays, some of the passing plays were downfield, so that cuts down on your time of possession. So that also led to the Bears scoring as many points as they did.
Hey, don't forget we was 9 for 11 on third down, which is
Yeah, which is
unheard of
phenomenal.
for us.
Yeah, yeah,
That's phenomenal. So the Bears, we couldn't get them off the field on third down because Fields was just taking off, after we rushed the passer, he saw the lanes because it was man to man. He just took off. Excuse me. That's what happened with Fields, man. You got to be careful. You got to put a spy on him. If you don't put a spy on somebody like Fields, he will get by the D ends and then run for a first down. He did it against New England, time and time again. And I said, hopefully the Cowboys will have a spy on him, which we did.
Yeah, well, that's just a part of our defensive scheme. Like I was saying earlier, with all the twists and stunts that we do, it's not too much contained.
No. I guess we're gonna live with it. I guess we're gonna have to learn how to live with it, huh? We are 6-2 though. We're 6-2. We have some running quarterbacks. We still have to play Daniel Jones again on Thanksgiving. Ryan, what's up?
I'm laughing at Kelly's comment.
Oh Lord.
Let's see here. We got he said the Cowboys have traded Jerry Wayne Jones and a conditional 4th-round draft pick to the Steelers in return for 2 front office clerks.
We need to post that everywhere on social media. Please and thank you.
Hell, I think I would trade Jerry for a washing machine and a box of Tide.
Oh man.
So yeah, Carlton says we need to figure it out before we play Philly. I still, I think that we predicted in our predictions that we would split, the series with Phillies. So that loss with Phillies, in my opinion, it was expected. You never want to lose to Philly as a Cowboys fan. That's something that you never want to lose to Philly. However, it's just football. A division rivalry. You can't expect to go 6-0 in division 2 years in a row. There's just no way that you can expect that. That's the law of averages. I'm not gonna say they won't allow it, but the NFC East is record wise is the strongest division
exactly
in football. I mean, the divisions haven't had this good win percentage in over 30 years. That's any division in football. So, I take it was a good win. This was a very good win for us. However, like I said, there's some things that we do need to work on, and just being realistic. And I'm not taking anything away from Philly. I think that they have a solid team, but they're definitely beatable. The Jags had them down. They've lost they've won a couple of close games, and Jags had them down by almost 3 scores at one point when they played them.
14-0.
So it's not that they're not beatable. I mean, I don't look at them as Kansas City and Buffalo and so forth and so on. I know that right now they're the number 1 ranked team in the league right now, but I think that and this is not, like I said, I'm not taking anything away from them. They got to show me a little bit more. We all play the same teams, and I just want to see more from them. I think that this game, the game that they had on Sunday with those 3 touchdowns that Hurts had to Brown, you take away those 3 touchdowns to Brown on the outside, and I would like to see Jalen throw it in the middle. I'd like to see him thread some needles sometime. Just split. We had to stop the RPO. Oh, definitely. Definitely. And I think our biggest thing is that we're running the ball more than we're passing it. And even in this past game, we ran the ball more than we passed it. So I think it definitely with Philly is going to have to be a ball controlled offense. But we have a couple of games before Philly, and then we got Green Bay. Yeah, we got Green Bay after the bye.
And the Titans.
We
played Titans too. So I mean, they have running quarterbacks. I'm more interested in Minnesota. because Philly can be beat. Philly can be beat. We didn't have Dak Prescott anyway as quarterback. Dak loves the pressure of playing in Philly anyway. He's 7-3 against Philly. So the lights wouldn't be bright for him like there was with Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush eyes were so big when he stepped on that field. So that's why if Dak's back there, I'm not even worried about it. I'm not worried about it. So we're going to give Philly that game. But when we play them on Christmas Eve, man, listen, it's about to be on and popping, to be honest with you. Because you figure we done played all these running quarterbacks, so we should be actually able to adjust to what Hurts is doing. We should be able to. And then by that time, hopefully Clark will be up to speed, and he'll be the one actually mirror, the quarterback. Because I'm telling you, if we can have Clark out there on that field when he plays a spy, and that's going to free up actually Parsons, the rush the passer, and Kurtz to do some other things. Yo, I'm telling you, we're going to beat Philly. We're going to beat them. I have all the confidence in the world we're going to beat Philly. But we got to take care of business first against Minnesota and Green Bay and the Titans and the Giants, too, on Thanksgiving Day.
So let's talk about a couple of free agents that are out there. I've seen a couple of comments on here. We had Odell and Sue. A couple people have mentioned those.
Sue was still productive.
Yeah. But before we get to free agency, I'm about to probably Nikki's hair on her arms is probably gonna crawl when I say this.
Oh, sugar.
Well, you already know what I'm about to say, right?
Go ahead.
Anthony Brown. Oh my God. Can we? I mean, what else? What else is there that? What's up, Brian? What else is there to do? What can he not do to show that he's the weak link in our secondary?
I don't know, because even when he had a cushion this weekend against the Bears, those wide receivers ate that cushion up quick. And I'm like, Anthony, you know what's going to happen. React to it. He just was playing so he wouldn't get beat. I'm like, yo, he has no confidence right now, no swagger right now. What can you do? You can't put Boss Man in right now. You can't put Wright in right now. What can you really do? What can you do? That's the thing with Anthony Brown. What can you do? So when Nikki said she was looking forward to seeing if we can get a cornerback, I was too. I wanted to see. But it didn't happen. But Anthony Brown, I don't know. We're going to have to live with him, unfortunately. Something's going to have to happen. So if he gets injured, then Boss Man comes in, or Wright has to come in and play, right? And Boss Man wasn't ready. He was given all this outside leverage. Why? When you had help to the right and gave up a touchdown. So I'm like, mentally, he's not there yet. And we don't know what Wright's going to give us. Bland is going to ball out. We know that. But Lewis is hurt right now.
I can't really listen. That touchdown on Boss Man, yeah, he gave up that touchdown, but I can't really blame that all on him, because he didn't have no help over there, none. Everybody was to the left side instead of somebody trying to take posts and be on the right side with him and help him out. He was by himself. By the time the ball got thrown, by the time Fields threw the ball, Boss Man was left on the island by himself over there. That should have been better called on Dan Quinn, to have
I don't know.
over there with help over there with Boss Man.
I'm going to
So
disagree with you on that.
I hate that. I mean, yeah, he did get burnt, and yeah, he did give up the touchdown, but he was by himself. When you go back and look at it and replay it, Boss Man was by himself, and I'm not trying to give nobody credit for nothing that they didn't do. He definitely got burnt, but he was alone over there by himself as well.
But see,
Yeah,
that's the thing.
that's a cover three. Yeah, that's in cover three. Yeah, it's like I said. I don't want to say. Yeah, that's part of our scheme. Dan Quinn likes to play that 3 high with
Yeah.
cover three.
But if you
And
know if you know he ain't ready for that by himself, you put somebody over there. You know the talent on your field. You know what this player can do and can't do. You know better than anybody. You coaching him. So you put somebody over there.
It was third down, right? It was third down. So it would be a little hard because then you have to worry about Fields running for first down. So there's the different things that he basically put into it. But if you have all that help on the right side, and he's like, you know what? Boom, I'm gonna play him just like if a person can't dribble left, you play him to the left side, right? So you know you have coverage on that side. You got to shade over to that side. That's all. That's all we ask them to shade over, make it look like it's a different defense than what it was. And when they saw that, tap on the helmet, you know what time it is. That's all. That's why I said I had to disagree a little bit because as a cornerback, like where your leverage is, where your help is, and you say, okay, if all my help is to the right, let me scoot over a little bit here. Let me
Yeah,
cheat to the left. He didn't cheat.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
That the cover three, he should have been outside more. He should have played out coming in. Um,
I would
but
have
there
rather
was a
killed the
yeah,
first down the fields though than just letting them outright take a touchdown.
but there was a double move. The receiver did make a double move, and I think that's something that all our corners need to work on, especially Diggs. Diggs is a high risk reward guy, and he got beat on a couple double moves. So I think that's just something that you know the scheme has to our scheme just we have to work on it. I mean, but over and all, like I said, I go back to that to the rushing of the Bears. I'll take the score the way it was. 49 point. Okay, the offense scored in 42 points, and the Bears continued to run. They did what they're good at. We played a little softer coverage, especially once our some of our DBs started going down, and that's they did what they're supposed to, keep running the ball. I don't think that they know that Justin Fields doesn't have any receivers. You know, so I mean he got one now, but we'll see how it goes.
Mm.
So let's talk about the next big subject: Tony Pollard and Zeke.
That's easy though. That's easy. That's easy.
So let me say this for those who understand football and the concepts of football. Yes, that's easy, but the productivity that Pollard gave on Sunday, he brings a different dynamic
Mm-hmm.
to the offense. The offense is a little bit faster, and this is probably the one time that I have to say I was really proud of some of Kellen Moore's play calling,
I was too. I gave him gold star.
especially with the three tight ends. We came in and ran a 13 personnel more than once, and we not only did we run it, but we actually uh had some variations out of it. Had a trips to one side and ran a screen. It was I don't know if it was a screen pass. Can't remember if it was I think it was a screen pass. And then obviously we ran out of it, but I was really, really shocked.
I
Really
was
shocked.
glad. I was glad that finally we had some creativity. So once we had some creativity, I said, "Oh," I said, Kellen Moore. Somebody must have actually said, "Hey, Kellen Moore, you got to do some different variations of play calling." So that's what happens. I just watched the play again. But anyway, Pollard
Yeah.
Pollard touched the ball at least 15, 20 times a game. That's either receiving or rushing the ball. Because you're still going to need Zeke for those tough yardage. You're still going to need Zeke. You're still going to need him. And I like the balance that they give each other. Even though Pollard, we all know he's more explosive than Zeke. But I like that thunder and lightning approach with both of the running backs.
I like it too, but at the same time, a running back is just like it's just like a receiver. You gotta get them into the game.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I can say, even though there was some good play calling by Moore on Sunday, one thing I didn't like was them, trying to force the ball to Gallup early. and then took him back out the game plan later on. We have to have a balanced offense when it comes to these receivers. And then here's another subject here. Get Turpin involved in the offense. I'm not too thrilled about that just yet. Who are you going to take off the field if you get him in? Whose touches are you going to take away if you get him involved in the offense more? That's the only question I have about it.
5 to 7 plays a game. That's it. Because he is 5'8", 140 pounds. So you don't want him to get smacked. He's our best special teams returner. So you don't want him to get injured. He's the reason why Pollard's not back there anymore, or CeeDee Lamb is back there returning kicks. So I understand he's explosive. I understand that he's elusive, but do you want to risk him on offense? I wouldn't do it. I would protect him at all costs.
Yeah, but I'm still asking the question: who's 5 to 7 plays are you going to take them away from?
You might have to take Lamb off a couple plays. You might have to take Gallup off, or don't go out of a 12 formation set. I mean, it's going to be a couple of different players that's going to come off.
What's our most successful set though?
12
12?
personnel.
12.
12 personnel. 12 personnel has been really good for us.
Yeah. So 12 personnel makes you have to be balanced. 12 personnel makes you have to be balanced.
Yeah. Yeah, but I watched the Georgia game on Saturday, right? And Georgia's 90% of their offense is run out of 12 personnel. I mean, this time I really watched Georgia, and they're so explosive out of 12 personnel. I was surprised.
Yeah, because defenses have to be honest. You have to be honest in a 12 personnel. Just like if you run a spread double, when you spread your receivers out, 4 receivers, and you spread them out double, your defense has to be honest. I formation, you can bring your safety in the box, because either you're gonna run out of it, run a play action pass, or you're gonna run a dump, a play action pass going deep, or play action pass going to your fullback / tight end coming out the backfield. Um, what we call it, the 11 personnel. You bring your nickel in to cover your inside receivers, and then your safety covers your other, your other linebacker. I mean, your other tight end, your tight end. But if you're in 12 personnel, that's perfect balance. It's a run. It's a run first set, but I'm still not. I'm still not sold on Turpin being in the offense, though, being involved a lot in the offense.
But you got to give him credit, though. You got to give Kellen Moore credit, because in the beginning of the second half, we was a little stagnant, and then Turpin came in the game and gave us a little juice, though. That I will say. Turpin did give us some juice when he did play offense. So, I mean, there's going to be times, I guess, where you have to play Turpin or give us a little bit of juice to play him. But, hey, as long as we can utilize him for maybe 5 to 7 plays a game, that's it. That's it. Anything more than that, we pushing it, to be honest with you. He's like Lucky Whitehead with better speed to me.
Okay. So, my next question is, do we think that where do you think the Colts, where do you think the Cowboys rank in the NFL right now, as far as power rankings? If you had to do your own power ranking, I mean, you and everybody that's watching on the show here, if you had your own power ranking to do, where would you place the Cowboys at?
5th right now. I still think they're 5th. We still have some deficiencies right now we need to work on, but I would say 5th. Who? Here you go. Here you go. He want Turbin. There's a lot of actually our guests that want Turbin out there. They want Turbin. Turbin's a small dude, man. You don't understand. You don't put somebody like that out there. No, what's he gonna do? Run over the middle? No. 4 to 5 plays a game. That's it for him.
I think they want him to run the fly pattern.
You got Gallup for that, and CeeDee Lamb can run it too.
Who would you trust more on the fly pattern? Gallup or Turbin?
Gallup. Even though Turbin is faster, it's Gallup because Gallup is 5'8". Most cornerbacks are 5'11", 6 feet tall. Can he jump? What's he gonna do? Just burn him just by running past them?
So Carlton has Bills, KC, Philly, and Dallas. I'm going.
Where's the Vikings?
I'm putting the Vikings ahead of us. Me
All right.
personally, I'm going Bills, Philly, KC, Vikings, Dallas. That's where I would go. Let's see. Kelly said Alexa Turbin on third down and in the slot.
So Kelly, who you gonna take off on third down? We're gonna take off Kelly on third down. Don't forget Brown didn't play. Brown didn't play either. Noah Brown was out that game. So
Yeah.
who we gonna replace on third down? That's the thing, especially if it's 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 3.
Now I definitely like this comment, Brian. I think we were talking about this in one of the chats. I love the fact that, obviously, we're on TV and one of the most watched teams, but I just heard today by a couple of commentators saying that,
Eat that comment.
yeah, if we play the way we played, that we are, a Super Bowl contending team. I don't like to say those type of things this early in the season because it's still a long season to go. We're right at the halfway mark. Next week could be the halfway mark for the NFL, and anything can happen. Injuries, injuries. That's number one. I saw how we did. We did a couple. Last year we started off hot and then we went through a lull. Let's say here, Cooley says, who has Philly played? They played 2 teams over 500. I like I told somebody earlier today, the NFC East, we all play the same teams, so Giants, Philly, us. We play the third place team in the NFC West. To make a long story short, yeah, we all have some pretty easy schedule. So, yeah, I think we said earlier, Cooley, before you got on here, that we need to see a little bit more from Philly.
It won't be Thursday night because they play the Texans on Thursday night, so it won't be Thursday night.
Yep, but that's a short week for Philly, so we'll see how they go.
Philly has to play the Commodores. They have to play the Colts, Green Bay, Tennessee, the Giants, Chicago Bears, and then the Cowboys, and then the Saints, and then the Giants to basically finish off the season.
Well, a lot of people got them going, 15 and 2, 16 and 1. They're saying that by the time they get to us that they would have already locked up everything and they're gonna be playing their starter. That's just what a lot of people are saying. And I tell everybody, I don't say that kind of stuff. To me, it's any given Sunday, and I can't even put I say that we're a good team, but anything can still happen. I need it for us to catch some momentum. Build some momentum up going through after the bye week.
Hey, we play Green Bay and the Vikings. Right there. That's a tough stretch right there, even though Green Bay's really not playing Green Bay ball, but still going to Lambeau Field for us, it's gonna be tough. And then we play the Vikings. The Vikings have an explosive offense and they can actually run the ball. They can pass the ball. And their defense is not too shabby. That's gonna be a really good test for us as well, the Vikings.
Let's see here. What are y'all thoughts on T Hill getting released?
Mm. I don't know. I don't feel any type of way.
I don't feel no type of way. I've been said he was just let our man out.
He was overdrafted in my opinion anyway, and he was Hot Rod's basically main boy. So I don't feel any type of way. I mean, I would hate to let go somebody like that so young, but I guess the Cowboys felt like, hey, we got to get rid of him just like they did with Taco. Now, I don't know if they're going out to get somebody else. I don't know if they're going to promote somebody. I don't know what they're going to do yet. So let's see.
So where do you think our weakest, what's our weakest point on the team right now? I mean, that besides Anthony Brown, I mean, that's where do you think our weakest position is as a whole? I'm not talking about an individual, as a whole. Is it linebackers, the D line? Is it the O line? Is it the receivers? Is it special teams? Brian says rush defense.
Like the D tackles could be a little bit more stronger. That's why, big baby coming in there, Hankins. I like that pickup. So hopefully he can bring some stability to the D line. I mean, yes, the linebackers, we need a little bit more speed because I wrote that down too. I said, we need more speed of linebacker. That's before Clark entered the game. But I think D-line and linebacker, those are the 2 points of emphasis doing actually our bye. We have to do something. We got to come up with something different. We have to, reach back and say, hey, who's going to start? Put the best linebackers on the field at all times. Put the best defensive tackles on the field at all times. And that's what we need to do during the bye. We need to figure that out.
So, Nikki, what was your overall thoughts of the game? I know you had to come back and watch it because we didn't give you a very good update on it. So you had to come back and do your own assessment of it. So, y'all, she be getting on us, man.
Oh yeah, I was mad at y'all. I was like, I done told them more than once I'm driving. So I really shouldn't be texting trying to find out what's going on. They just giving me bare minimum answers. I'm like, what happened? What's going on? I'm reading y'all, so I'm riding and driving in panic mode because I'm like, okay, what didn't happen? Because then that's when I said, can somebody respond to me?
I forgot what was going on.
Well, next time you. I had to give her my XM radio login next time, so she can. Next time you driving, I'll give you my XM login, right, so you can listen to it.
No, I have XM. It was just that I was trying to get live. I wanted y'all to tell me.
Oh, okay.
And stuff. So but anyway, once I got home and watched the game and everything, I think we started off very positive. It was good to see us go down the field on the first drive, and score out the gate and come back. It seemed like everything was clicking. Defense was clicking. Everybody was on the same page for once. I think defense played a great game. I think they played lights out. And I believe offense played. I feel like offense played a great game. Only thing I didn't like, I was kind of pissed off about. I didn't like the fact I didn't like that Dak interception. I just think Kellen Moore and them get too pass happy sometimes. But at the same time, I want Dak to get to a point where he changes the play. I mean, nobody see the field better than you when you out there on the field. So some things you don't have to follow all the way. If you see that that play is not going to be a good play and it's not going to develop properly, change that play. That could have very well just won and went to a running play versus trying to be a pass play. I didn't like that interception at all. That ball should have not been thrown. Period. Um, I think Lamb, they caught their balls. I like our tight end group, so seeing Ferguson and Hendershot play, it makes me feel comfortable with them knowing that it's possibly we're going to lose Schultz next year. We definitely probably won't be resigning Schultz, depending on how much money he's asking for. So to see Ferguson out there balling and playing, that gives good signs for future for us. I think Kellen Moore called a decent game for once. I think for once he called a decent game. Besides the Dak pick. So
All right. I'm gonna have to disagree with that pick because we've been going back and forth for like the last 3-4 days. Listen, Lamb did not make a play on that ball. He's supposed to be the number one receiver. He should at least try to knock the ball down or something. He didn't even make a play on the ball. And at that juncture of the game, I'm glad the Cowboys were aggressive because the Bears had all the momentum up to that point. So Dak probably figured like, hey, we need to do something. We need to do something. Let's go down the field. And to me, CeeDee Lamb did not make a play on that ball. And that, to me, right there, was a definition of a number 2 wide receiver, not a number 1. Because the number 1 wide receiver at least try to bat that ball down and do something. I mean, I just like the aggressiveness, the aggressive play calling right before the half. I know a lot of people may disagree, but I loved it, actually. Because it wasn't the same old Cowboys. It wasn't the same old Kellen Moore. We showed some aggression. It's about time. It didn't work in our favor, but hey, at least it's going to be a change of heart moving forward in regards to play calling.
Well, my thing with that is that I think that he was trying to force the ball into CD. There's been a couple times where I've seen him. I think Dak is trying to make him make himself have a number 1 receiver, and we just don't have that caliber yet. I miss Cooper because of the attention that he commands on the field.
Say it again.
I miss him because of the attention that he commands on the field. Not necessarily Cooper the player, but Cooper the attention getter.
Yeah.
People got to realize that he is one of the best route runners, one of the most crisp route runners in the league. And it's hard. Tell me besides Cooper Kupp and maybe Hopkins that can run crisp routes the way that Coop does. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying you heard Aikman say, "Oh my God, look at Cooper. Oh my God, he's such an excellent route runner." And I'm saying to myself, we all know that. We all know that. And how he was running the routes last night was crisp. And I said, you know what? I miss Cooper. I don't care what people say. I miss him. Not just because he's a good player, but because of the attention. Just like you mentioned, they're rolling over the safety to his side. Keeping the DCs up at night because he's such a crisp route runner. And I said, we're missing that right now. And he will open up the running game just a little bit more. But it is what it is.
But did you see how Cleveland uses him?
Yes.
They have, banana routes for him. They have routes to get him open. I think we just, last year when we had him, we were just running plays not to get the receivers open, but to try to get the yardage. And there's a difference. There's a difference in calling plays like that. Like I said, I go back to what somebody said on ESPN. If Kellen Moore calls the offense like he's a coordinator, we're damn near unstoppable.
Keyshawn said that.
Yeah. If he calls the plays like he's a quarterback, then we're doomed. So I love the fact that even with Dak being back over the last 2 weeks, we still ran the ball more than we passed it. And that's just gonna make the team better, and it's gonna set the team up for success later on in the year going into the playoffs, because that's what we're gonna need. We're gonna need more ball control, as Kelly said earlier. We had the ball for only 23 minutes on Sunday. We scored 49 points, and it's good. It's good that we know that we can sling the ball up and down the field, but that's not going to win you playoff games. Look. I go back to how Buffalo was steamrolling over everybody over the last couple of years. But once you got to the playoff, it's about defense and running that ball.
Yeah, it is.
So I said, so Jerry let Jacksonville steal Calvin Ridley for next year. That's if he gets reinstated. The man he still has to get reinstated. So I, me personally, I wouldn't have took that chance. But that's them.
There's so many wide receivers anyway that's going to be in this draft anywhere. So if you need tight ends or wide receivers, you'll be able to get one. So I'm not too worried about that. Calvin Ridley, yes, he's a great route runner as well, but he's suspended. So you can't use him till next year anyway. So he wouldn't do us any good right now anyway. Jacksonville is a little different because they're in a rebuilding phase. We're not rebuilding right now. So Calvin Ridley coming to us next year will do us no good this year.
So the parity in the NFL, I think it's making for excitement. I think it's making the NFL. I'm now. I like watching NFL on Sundays now. Versus over the last few years. I'm not gonna say the few years. When we went through the Brady era, the New England era, you knew that it was gonna be, back in the late '90s, early 2000s. You knew it was gonna be Colts, Pats, and then whoever from the NFC. It was an array of different teams in the night. You had the Rams, uh you had the Rams, Buccaneers won it, Giants won it. It was just, but on the AFC it was just two teams pretty much. Oh, Steelers. Let me throw the Steelers in there too. But now, like I said, the parity in the NFL, it's really starting to show. It's starting to show that these teams are. Cause whoever thought that Miami would be 5-0 with Tua at quarterback, as bad as he quote quote played last year.
Hey, those wide receivers Tua has, boy. He has a track team. Miami has a track team, and speed kills at times. And Tua, to be honest with you, is not a bad quarterback. He's just frail.
So you're saying that players make the quarterback, or do the quarterback make the players?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
It's a little bit of both. We're gonna put some paprika here, some pepper, some salt over here. It's a little bit of both.
That was just a shot at my favorite group. That's all.
Oh man, listen, you know what? I haven't even posted in that group for a while because the nonsense is deafening. And I said, you know what? I don't need negative energy right now. Our quarterback is doing a good job. Let him go. You want to be in your own misery? Go right ahead. We don't have time for it right now. Let's win some games. Daryl's in that group.
Not sure you got spoke on this yet, but did Jerry knock it out the park with the blind ref costume for Halloween? I haven't seen it. I gotta check that out.
That was funny.
What's up, Barry?
Costume. Yeah, I saw it. Let me see if I have a picture. I'll send it to you. But that was
funny. I didn't see it.
That was funny. Yo, I said, Jerry, listen, there was so many holding penalties on Sunday
God.
Not called. I'm like
every week, Micah Parsons holding, and they don't never get called.
Man, I thought I was going to
just think if they call some of those holding penalties, how many sacks Micah Parsons would have right now?
A lot.
and that's with him being injured.
Oh my God, he was getting mauled. He was getting
Getting
mauled. I
mauled,
felt
yeah.
bad
It's
for
like
him.
every other play, like when they was just mauling him. But I was happy to see him get that fumble and running for a touchdown. Quick thinking.
Oh my God, was that not a bonehead play
Fields.
by Fields?
Yeah, why would you jump over him? But we was like, we'll take it.
I guess Fields thought he was already down by contact, so he didn't touch him.
Yeah, that's probably what he thought. But you always touch him anyway to make
Yeah,
sure.
you
You
can't
know
you
what I'm
can't take none of
saying?
that for granted.
Yeah, you always touch him anyway to make sure. I think at that point, that's when I just saw the gas go out of Fields. He was just like, man, I'm tired of getting beat up back here. You know, I I ain't got no O line. I'm tired of getting beat up back here.
Look,
But talk about a O line.
y'all gonna stay off my refs now.
Well, it ain't all refs. It ain't
Listen,
all of them.
listen. Those
It's
referees
just
were real bad on Sunday. I was
it's just the
screaming.
ones that coach that's reffing the
Oh my
Cowboy
God.
games.
I said, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "He's getting mugged right now on the field, right in front of the referee." So one of the referees told actually Parsons that, "Hey, because you wasn't involved in the play, I wasn't going to call holding." I was like, "What? You do it to us all the time? What?" I was like, "You know what? Y'all
Yeah,
wait till we keep the
but
Bears in the
that's
game."
that's the new thing now. They're I think we've talked about this before, but that's the new thing. They're calling it impact plays. If the if the play does not directly affect, if the penalty holding particularly, if it doesn't particularly uh, affect the actual play, then we tend to let it go.
Mm,
So
mm. Well, they would let they didn't call nothing on Sunday. They called maybe one or two penalties, and that was it. Oh, we forgot to mention the offense only had one penalty on Sunday. They only had one penalty. The defense had all the penalties this week. The offense only had one penalty on Sunday.
Dan Quinn, you better get on your job, dude.
You better do something because man, it should have been a blowout.
Yeah, but like that penalty against was that ghosting? That was
Yeah,
even the commentator, even they all said that was a bad penalty.
Oh
because it
yeah,
was tip
Rex,
balls. I thought on tip balls they wouldn't call that anyway.
yeah, Rex Ryan said that that was a horrible call. Poor Rex gonna speak the truth, and that was a horrible call. And what I mean by horrible, that was horrible.
Mm. Jerry Jones didn't pay his bill or something because that was really bad. I said that took away interception for one thing, and two gave the Bears more momentum. I said, "Are you kidding me right now?"
Yeah, that letting them score them 10 points at the end of the first half and come back out and score that touchdown in the beginning of the third quarter. Um, it took the momentum. It gave them momentum. But what I liked after that was the fire that we had to get back up to take back control of the game.
Mm-hmm.
They could have got dejected because wasn't the game close with Chicago and New England, and that's when New England started switching quarterbacks. Yeah, I like the fire that we had when they started coming back. Like I said, they got within five, and then we just took it from there.
Yeah, Turbin helped as well. Gotta give Turbin a shout out. All the Turbin fans out there, yes, he did get on that field and he did give us a spark. That I will say.
But what I didn't understand was, and granted, yeah, he did came out. He came out with the end around, and then we came out with the end around pass to CD Lamb. But why would you do it on back to back plays? They know, they're not gonna. Yeah, granted, we got the first down off of it, but you could have got a bigger play if you would have did later on in the game because they know they're not gonna run an end around to Turbin twice, two plays in a row.
I don't know.
I
Maybe
think I think I put that in the chat. I think I put that in the chat. Why would they do that? I mean, it was successful, and CD Lamb took a nice hit and he held onto the ball. So there was a lot of positives from the play, but it was just the timing of it.
Hey, I don't know.
That's the only thing that upsets me with Kellen Moore is like he do one thing good for a while, then he's revert back to the old Kellen Moore. He revert back to the dumb stuff. Like you keep the same energy level. You see what's winning and working, keep doing. You do it, you know. But um, I was surprised that he kept the ball on the ground as much as he did.
I'm glad he's keeping the ball on the ground, and Dak doesn't need to throw the ball, 35, 40 times a game, 400 some odd yards. If we need him to do it, we know that we have that in our back pocket. But that's not winning us games. That's definitely not winning us games. What's winning us games is ball controlled offense and keeping defensive guessing. So like I
No,
said, we have go ahead.
no. I was gonna say you're right. We are gonna have to score points. One game we might have to score points, but until we get to that actually point, I don't mind a balanced offense, running the ball, passing the ball, doing some screens here, jet sweeps here and there. I like a balanced offense. As long as we can stay with this formula right here, we can keep winning. I have nothing. I have nothing negative to say. Nothing at all. As long as we have a balanced offense, and he's calling plays during situational times of the game that we need him to call some good plays. That's another thing too. The game Sunday basically was good situational play calling, and that's the first time I can actually say that about Kellen Moore in a long time. Situational play calling was not bad at all, and we haven't been talking bad about Big Mike either. We haven't. So if we can keep this on a roll, God bless us all.
Wow, the Bears on Sunday they passed the ball 24 times and ran it 43 times.
Because that's the only thing they can do is run. How many rushes did Fields have on Sunday? Because I thought I wrote it down, but I can't
He
find
had
it.
eight for 60 yards with a 7.5 yard average.
That
His
boy,
long was 15 yards.
that boy, I tell you. Oh man, you gonna give now he has Chase Claypool. Give him another year. That boy's gonna be dangerous, man. He's gonna be dangerous.
So let's see here. So, like you said, I was very impressed with the third down efficiency.
Mm.
9 of 11. That's almost and going back to the time possession. Yeah, we had the ball for actually 24 minutes, 23 minutes and 56 seconds. So you might well say it was 24 minutes, but we still got 442 yards of offense. Um, we averaged 7 yards a rush. We was 4-4 in the red zone. Uh, these are some good stats.
Especially the red zone. Especially the red zone, because we
Yeah.
usually have issues in the red zone and we're scoring in the red zone. Touchdowns, and we needed that. We needed that.
So how far fetched do y'all think it is for the defensive player like Parsons to win MVP? I mean, the usual QB shit is boring. I mean, stuff is boring. And he's changing up. Parsons is definitely affecting the game on both sides of the ball. His presence is felt, and I have no problem. I have no problem giving the ball to. I mean, giving the defensive player. I mean, the Player of the Year award to a defensive player, because in actuality, um, defensive players have to react more so than an offensive player. The offense knows where they're going. They know what they're going to do. Even if the quarterback gets up there and changes the play, he still knows what he's going to do. Defensive players have to react to the situations. So I have no issues giving any defensive player, player of the year.
Yeah. What was it? Lawrence Taylor won MVP one year. So it depends. I mean, he's probably going to have to sack the quarterback at least 22, 23 times, and we're going to have to do some damage for him to be MVP because right now they quote unquote giving it to Jalen Hurts in the Philadelphia Eagles. So, I mean, Parsons is going to have to put up some more stats, and we're going to have to keep winning because of our defense for Parsons to be in the running for MVP. I hope. I wish. As long as Jalen doesn't get it, I don't want him. I don't want Philly getting nothing. Not a thing. You know what it's dead. Not a thing. Everybody's so Jalen Hurts crazy right now. Everything is Philly this, Philly that. It's crazy, especially in the Northeast up here. Oh my God, between them and the Giants. Whew.
So I see the Giants met their match on Sunday.
Yeah, that was a tough game in Seattle, though. I mean, the Giants don't have any wide receivers. How how much can you depend on Saquon and Danny Dimes to win your ball games? I mean, it's good coaching. They have good coaching, but going up in Seattle too, Seattle can score some points. They can score points.
I mean, Gino is shocked the crap out of me.
Hey, sometimes it takes players longer to develop than others. I keep telling everybody that sometimes players just develop longer than others. Somebody like Gino, who's basically been, a veteran in the league, been traveling around, he finally found a home, hopefully he's just not a one-hit wonder that he had a good year this year and then next year he just plummets. But
You already know what's gonna happen. They're gonna draft a quarterback, and Gino's gonna be gone.
you think so? If they win the division, they might not have to. I mean, it's going to be between them and the 49ers. It's going to be between them and the 49ers. So,
I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm not taking nothing away from Gino. I think Gino's doing a hell of a job this year. But I also feel like, he's a journeyman.
mhm.
Just like, Marcus Mariota, here in Atlanta. Marcus Mariota, the Falcons are in first place with a 4-4 record. He's giving the team a little spark, but he's a journeyman. He's just holding that seat until the rookie, gets up to speed, and he's gonna be gone. And I want Gino to make it, but that's not today's NFL. Today's NFL, they want the flashy quarterbacks. And he's not flashy.
No, he's not. He's a little above average quarterback, but he's not flashy. He's not flashy at all. But hey, some of the flashy quarterbacks make him a lot of mistakes, though.
Yeah.
Mr. Lawrence then cost me 2 weeks in a row with his young behind. That's all I'll tell him. His decision making has been bad near the goal line, and he cost me 2 weeks in a row. That's all I have to say about Trevor Lawrence. That's all I have to say.
Well, Daryl, I sure hope that this is a trap game for Philly. I feel, this in my heart of hearts that at some time during this season we're gonna be tied with Philly in our record. And, that game that we play in Dallas is gonna determine who's gonna be in first place in the division.
I hope so.
That would be the perfect scenario for us.
I hope so because they have some hiccups. There's some games that they can actually lose. There's some games that Philly can actually lose. I'm looking forward to the the Bears and the Giants, because the Giants always play Philly tough. So I'm looking forward to both the Giant games and when they play the Bears. I don't know about the Commodores too much. I really don't, even though they're on a 3-game winning streak. I don't know, but when they play the Giants, those two games is gonna be really tough.
Well, I don't take anything away from division games. Division games, in my opinion, you can throw records out the window. I mean, look at Cleveland and Cincinnati last night. Even though that's a perfect example of not having a number one receiver. Look how bad Cincinnati looked last night without them having their number one receiver. Without having,
Dang, they have two though. We thought that they had two. No, I'm sorry, they had three number one wide receivers. We thought the Bengals had three number one wide receivers.
no, the
We
Bengals,
did.
the Browns was able to play a blanket coverage
Mm-hmm.
over those other two, and it didn't work out too good for um, the golden boy, the new golden boy of the league.
Burrows. I don't know. It was last night. Last night was basically very interesting on two
I'm
fantasy.
with you. I'm with you, Daryl. Christmas Eve, yeah. Dallas might be the place to be on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, December 24th, boy.
Yeah, it might be some unhappy husbands, girlfriends, and wives during that weekend.
There,
If
he say
if if
sorry, family.
if
Is
if,
that
if,
game's at 3:30, right? Supposedly at 3:30. They should change that
yeah,
game.
that game will be flexed. That
They
game
gotta
that
flex
game is
that.
gonna get
They
flexed.
gotta
Yeah.
flex it.
Yeah, I think that game gonna get flexed to a night game.
Yeah, that's gonna get flexed.
3:30. I said
There,
3:30. No,
there's
that's
a party at Nikki's crib.
Shit, I'm gonna be at the game.
Well, after party at Nikki's crib.
Shit, I'm gonna be wherever I'm gonna be wherever the party's at.
yeah. Oh my God. Oh man. I guess we're gonna have your one of your boys on who's the Eagles fans for that game. We're gonna have to get him on the week before.
Yeah, we definitely can. I'm the thing about it is, like I said, I love talking with Jeff. You know, when he gets in trash talk groups, he's gonna be an Eagles fan. You know, he's gonna talk his stuff, and and especially his disdain, hatred for the Cowboys. But if you have a serious talk with him, he keeps it real about the Cowboys and Eagles. And if the Eagles are doing bad, he's gonna say it. Like right now, we've had a couple discussions in our group, and he's made some sense. He's made me have to look at Philly's defense. Technically, they're the number one defense in the league. So I had to go back and check some stuff, and their defense is playing pretty good. But a lot of it's because they are forcing teams to be one-sided after the second quarter. The second
Mm-hmm.
half of any games, they're forcing teams to have to throw the ball to try to catch back up. So that's where where we're going to have to excel in. We have to keep the game close. We're going to put our foot on their neck early, like we did with Chicago, and keep it going. Let's see here. Kelly says she's looking for flights now. Yeah, I'm definitely going. I'm definitely going to go up to Tennessee because my brother lives up there. So free hotel.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the game. That's my one of my road trip games. Jacksonville and Tennessee is my road games.
Okay. Well, definitely, definitely have to see you in Nashville, Nikki. We might have to go live up there. All right. So, any other topics we want to talk to? We had technical difficulty, so old man time can
Oh no.
I can stay past my bedtime just a little bit.
I'm
You
just glad we able to be live. Like last week, it was a total chaos last week.
didn't you want to talk about free agency or the trades that Cowboys didn't make? Wasn't that one of the topics? And then we got distracted with something else.
Yeah. Well, yeah. First of all, let me apologize for Facebook had a problem last week, so that's why the show got. We actually kept going. Um, we actually kept going last week, but Facebook had a problem uh, with our server, with our platform server, so it shut us off. So we want to apologize for that. But yeah, the trades that we didn't do. Um,
Mm.
like we talked about earlier, yeah, free agents still can be added, but teams that traded today did two things. Either they traded away some of their good players for salary cap reasons and knowing that they're not going to do anything this year, and teams started getting players to get better. Kansas City did what they had to do to counter Buffalo, and then Buffalo came back and countered, because they feel like they're going to play Kansas City again. I think that we made a trade for our D tackle because of what Philly is doing, and I think they are trying to make they doing something. They did what they did in the off season because of us. Let's see what were you willing to give up. Okay, Kelly, your birthday then. Okay, we got you.
Oh shit, y'all gonna
We'll,
do
we'll bring Magic City to Nashville.
it. Hey, I was willing to give up a number 2 for Chase Claypool. I was willing to give up a number 2 and maybe Wright for Claypool.
You said right?
Right? Yeah, because Wright has been inactive for how many games? He hasn't really been on the field. And I was basically saying, hey, give up a number 2 for Clay. And I'm going to do it because Chase is 6'4". He gives a different dynamic, like I stated before, to our offense. If I was going to do something. I mean, there was also Shaq Thompson, but I don't know if the Panthers would right now trade Shaq Thompson because they're only a game out of first place. So there was at one time he was available. I can be crazy, but yo, in life you have to give up something to get something back in return.
Okay, but I'm with Cooley. What were you willing to give up?
I just did. I said a 2. I said a number 2 and right for Chase Claypool and a 4th round draft choice.
So you get a 4th and Claypool?
And yep, and we give him a 2nd and right.
But then you got to pay him too now. So you got to think about you got to pay him.
Right.
And if we don't pay him, if he signs a deal with someone else, basically we can get some comp picks for him. So that's the way I'm thinking. Like, hey, sometimes just like with Chubb went to the Dolphins, right? What if he doesn't sign with the Dolphins? Then the Dolphins will get a comp pick for actually Chubb's. So you have to think on those lines as well. Sometimes that's what these teams do. They say, listen, we can get better right now. Let's worry about getting better right now and then worry about signing them later.
But that's where I like our rationalization of, I've liked how we've drafted of recently. We've built our team pretty much through the draft.
Through the draft, right?
And we've got some, I don't want to say low ball free agents, but we've had some free agents that were willing to not take a lot of money come play for us. So I kind of, but at the same time, these teams that are winning these Super Bowls or that are going to these Super Bowls nowadays, they're going all in. They got the same salary cap that we have.
Mm-hmm.
They got the same quarterback salaries that we have. So what's our problem? Why can't we? It's been 20-some, almost 30 years.
26 years, brother.
That's two of my lifetimes coming up. Jesus Christ. I think it's about time. The law of averages said we should be in the Super Bowl in the next couple of years. That's what the law of averages are saying.
Hopefully. I mean, we got to do something different. I mean, I wanted J.C. Horn. That was another dream I had, but I didn't think that was going to be possible. But I would give up a 1st round pick for J.C. Horn now.
But you have to think about it too.
What'd you say?
I wish we would have. I was reading Kelly comment. I wish we would have at least brought Cedric back. I mean, the money that Miami paying him though, we wasn't gonna get him back. I mean, that's just a dream. The money he getting paid just to be a punt returner with the Dolphins, that wasn't gonna happen. I feel like they should have fought more to keep him, but ultimately he went with the money. Can't knock him for it. He didn't make his money. He went from making thousands to millions. So can't knock him for it.
No state income tax as well in Florida, just like Dallas, but still, it's
right.
Miami. Carlton made a great point. The last time we went to Super Bowl, we did have a splash trade with Deion and Haley. And then what did Jerry say? Oh, I'm feverish right now. I'm thinking about doing something. He ain't do a damn thing. Oh, Lord, Jerry and his damn mannerisms, I tell you. But
I don't know why y'all expected it. Anyway, like, I don't even know why people were so pressed and were so about it, because this is what they do. They have done this the last, 15, 20 years. So, and especially with Stephen Jones being more in control, we know I don't know. We knew it wasn't gonna happen anyway. Jerry does things for attention. He goes in the media, he hypes it up, he hypes everything up to get all the attention off the other teams and bring it to the Cowboys, because he know we the only team that can bring that type of attention. They ain't never had no plans on doing nothing big in free season. Free trade by the trade deadline. They ain't never had no plans on doing nothing. I mean, they did try to get rid of Tristan Hill, but if they was really trying to bust a move and really do something big, you would have seen a better name or a bigger name come up in a trade. So to me, it was all smoke.
I got something for Jerry. See, for 26 years, Jerry's been trying to prove to everybody that he's just as smart as Jimmy Johnson. and some of the moves that he should make, he doesn't, because he wants people to say, hey, listen, I'm just as smart as that Jimmy Johnson. And then Jimmy Johnson say something in his book about there was a clause in his contract about him making all the player moves. So
Right.
you see how Jerry thinks? Jerry's like, I want
Wow.
everybody to see I'm just as smart as he is, even though he has more money. But to Jerry, being smarter is greater than him than having more money than Jimmy. And this is why it's going to take us maybe another year to win another Super Bowl, because Jerry want to show people how smart he is. It's his dang going egos in the way. His ego's getting in the way, and put Jimmy in the hall, the Ring of Honor, please, because it feels like, that's holding a black cloud over the franchise too. You're not putting Jimmy in there. So Jerry has to come up with some really creative ways to get us in the Super Bowl so we can win. And stop using your ego as a crutch. That's what he's doing. His ego is getting the best of us, and that's just how I've been feeling for the last 5 years.
So let's go back to free agency. So we have roughly $66 million in salary cap.
You said what?
$6 million in salary cap. $6,386,672 in salary cap money. But here's something that I didn't know. Did y'all know we're still paying Jalen Smith $6.8 million?
Yeah, I knew that.
Dead money.
Dead money.
Yeah.
Playing with the Giants too.
Cooper, Collins, playing Blake Jarwin. Yeah, Blake Jarwin $2 million. Keanu Neal $2 million. So
dead money.
Yeah, we're still paying Greg Zuerlein.
Greg
the
leg?
Yeah, Greg Zuerlein.
I mean, that same shit happened years ago when we still had all them players still on the book. We still had Ware on the book. We still had Romo on the book. We still had Dez on the book. We still had Pac-Man on the book. We still had a lot of players on the book. Even though they weren't here no more, but we still had all that dead money on the book. So, that's another reason why Stephen Jones' number is so as tight as they are, because they don't want to get into the hole. They already in a hole with still on players all that extra money that's not even on the team. I mean, Dez was gone from the team for Romo and Dez off the team for about at least 2 years, and we were still paying them. And Marcus Ware was over there with Denver, done won a ring and then retired, and we were still paying him.
Yeah, we got $27,495,000 in dead money right now.
That's a lot.
A lot.
Exactly. And that's the reason why they not making all these big moves.
How much is coming off next year?
Let's see here. I don't know, but I can tell you this much. This Pollard and Zeke thing, it's gonna be big this offseason. The cap hit that Zeke has got this year is $18.2 million.
Right.
Please restructure, please.
He's gonna have to restructure. If he don't restructure, he's gone. No way to put it. And that's why I was telling everybody, if they thought that Jerry was gonna get Brandon Cook and assume a whole $18 million on a book for him for next year, that wasn't gonna happen at all. When the Texans said they wanted whoever team to take that whole $18 million contract, that threw that out the window. Period. We're not gonna take no whole $18 million and give you a second round pick. No, that's more than we gave That's more than we gave the Browns for Cooper.
Ooh. So I looked at it for next year. Next year we got $8 million in $8.6 million in dead money next year. And guess where $8.3 million that's going to? La'el Collins.
I'm about to say Collins.
But what's going to kill us next year is DeMarcus Lawrence's
and Zeke's.
The DeMarcus Lawrence's. I know we're gonna restructure Dak's contract next year.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, we definitely gonna restructure that.
Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup's gonna be a $19 million hit next year. Zach Martin's gonna be $16 million. DeMarcus Lawrence is gonna be a $35 million dead money cap hit next year if we cut him before June 1st. If we cut him, we save $9 million. If we let DeMarcus Lawrence go next year, we'll save $9 million.
No, he's too valuable for us to cut him anyway. We just gotta
Who?
restructure. D-Law.
Oh, yeah, they'll probably restructure.
Well, hopefully the cap is going up next year.
Yeah, cap go up, so give you a little bit more room to play with.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I know we lose a lot of players too next year. If we lose a lot of players too next year, because a lot of players we have, especially on defense, they rentals. They 1-year rentals.
Yep. All right. So who you watching this weekend since the Cowboys aren't playing? Who you guys are watching on TV this weekend?
I mean, I may have the games on, but I probably won't be as focused on them. Like talking about it. Normally doing Cowboys by week, you get a lot of shit done around the house. You get to clean out your closet. You know, you get to clean out the closet. You get to get rid of stuff. You get to, so most of the time. But in my case, I have homework, so that means I'll be caught up on my homework.
Nah, the Rams and Buccaneers.
I mean, I have them on, but I probably won't focus on them like talking about, Cowboys on is different. The other games you flipping through, you're like, oh, that's what happened. Oh, okay, then you go back to it. I may keep my eye on the Eagles game. I don't even know who they playing.
That's Thursday.
That's Thursday night they play.
Who they play?
Texans.
They play Texans.
Wow.
Now, what you better have that TV on that Alabama LSU game. Roll Tide on Saturday.
We play y'all this week. Okay.
Right, that's right. You better watch that game.
So that's Saturday.
That's all I'm saying right there. But go ahead.
Well, with that being said, watch
the Bucs and the Rams. The Bucs and the Rams gonna be a really good game too, because the loser of that game is probably gonna be out of the race for the playoffs.
Who the Rams play?
The Rams play the Buccaneers.
That divorce and caught up with Tom Brady, ain't it?
Hey man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see the strain on his face. You can see he's hurting right now. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. Yeah, it is what it is.
Well, sometimes you bring things on yourself. You made a deal. You said you was leaving. I understand you love the game. I understand, but you done everything that a person could want to do in this league. You done everything. You done 7 rings. You done went from one conference to the next conference. Won it in your first year. You're not everything that a quarterback can ask for. A player can ask for. It's gonna be years for somebody to get to that level.
He might be going through a midlife crisis, though. He might be going through a midlife crisis, and that's why he want to keep playing. I mean, it happens to certain males when you.
He don't want to deal with them damn kids. They bad as hell. They bad because he ain't been there to chastise them and shit. They out of control. He don't want to be with them children.
Nah,
that what was AB not petty though? Putting their tweeting
it. AB just a fool. We better watch out with his Kanye West self.
AB out of control. He is out of control.
AB just put a dagger in his any NFL career that he thought he had. He just put a dagger in it.
I don't think.
Yeah, but he wrong for that. That man put you in his house. You know what I'm saying? That man looked out for you, put you in his house, put you on that team. That's how you got a ring, with playing with this man. And he really looked out for you. So AB wrong for that. He out of line for that.
AB's
but it's Tom Brady. He better be glad it's Tom Brady, because if that was a brother, I don't know.
Right.
They would have met. They would have met up with AB.
He wouldn't been doing his thing, AB.
Yeah. They would have met up. They would have met up with him.
I don't know. AB's so uncalled for. I don't know. I don't know, but like I
And this is
said,
the thing, Cowboy fans were saying we need to go get AB. I
Oh,
was like, are you
yeah,
stupid?
I can't even remotely. I can't even remotely, you know, even phantom trying to bring AB in to play for us.
that locker will be dead.
Man,
That locker will be dead. You think
I think
T.O.
they would be nervous every Sunday just because he on the field. Like, nah. I think our locker room had good. AB said, what he say?
He made
AB
those
said he made
Terry.
them t-shirts for Terry. That man, that boy a fool. He is a fool. At first, I thought it was a joke. I was like, when he did that mess with the Raiders, I was like, oh, he just doing shit for attention or whatever. But then as time went on, I was like,
But it started in New England.
something
Yeah,
really wrong with this dude.
he might have CTE or something else.
Yeah, it started in New
Crazy.
England. If Bill Belichick cut you or let you go,
Yeah.
then yeah, you done messed up. You know, you done really messed up. But Bill Belichick won't even deal with you.
He crazy. All I
And
know,
Tom done, I mean, Belichick didn't cheat. He done cheated so much till he don't even know how to cheat no more.
yo, you hey, if you're not
Well,
cheating,
I had a good week in my NFL picks though. I was in one group. I was uh 14-2. Was it 13-2? Something like that. 14-2. I lost 2 in one and 3 in the other one. So I had a pretty good week of picks
I will
this
never
week.
select the Jacksonville Jaguars ever again.
Exactly,
I will
exactly,
never ever.
exactly. That's who threw a whole dapper and everything for me. The damn Jags. I say, man, I keep riding trying to pick y'all every week, and y'all lose.
Doing it.
Y'all turn around and still lose.
Not doing it. All
You
I
know,
hype.
what took me over the top? That Falcons game. I picked everybody picked the Jets to beat New England.
Oh,
I
I
picked
did
New
too.
England. I picked New England. That Falcons. I thought I lost that Falcons game when he.
DJ Moore, that was a sweet pass though too, and he caught that ball. I
Yeah,
said, oh, game over.
yeah, but that penalty messed him up. And
You know you can't do that. But
the
they had one referee said that they shouldn't have been called,
no, it's supposed to be called.
but it should have been. Yeah, he took it off on the
Yeah,
field.
he took it off in the end zone. That's part of the celebration. So it's unsportsmanlike conduct.
Wait a minute. Didn't one of the wide receivers for the Redskins take off his damn helmet too? McLaren, when he made that catch over Gallup and nobody called a flag? He took his helmet off as well and nobody called a flag.
I
watched the
can't
replay.
remember.
Yeah, he took his helmet off, talking about, yo, this is my city because he's from Indianapolis, and he didn't get a flag.
No, he didn't take it off on the field. He did that on the sideline.
Nah, he took it off on the field. Watch the replay. You see.
Okay.
He took it off, and he was talking about, this is my city, it's my city. And I'm saying,
Oh yeah.
where's the flag? Man.
Did he take it off coming off the field?
Nah, he was on the field. He took it off. He was bragging about, this is my city, this is my city. I don't know if they had called timeout or not, but still, you're not supposed to take it off. And he took it off. And I saw that. I'm like, damn, really? But DJ Moore just have a flag. It was DJ Moore and Terrence Marshall. They both took off their helmets.
But McLaurin, that was you got to give him credit. That was a hell of a catch
Yeah,
at
Yeah.
that point of the game.
It was.
So it is what it is. That was just a hell of a catch.
They both were though.
Yeah, that was.
Out of game.
But makes you wonder, why did they go out and get Wentz to begin with? Knowing, I mean, I felt like Heineken was a good quarterback last year. I just think he was just in a bad predicament, last year. But I felt like he was a decent quarterback for them, and I felt like he would be only better this year. So it's just like, I just feel like that was wasted money when they went out and got Wentz. And once again, Wentz cannot stay healthy. He hurt again. So I was just like, that's just wasted money.
Remember a time when Wentz, Goff, Jimmy G, and all them quarterbacks were supposed to be better than that?
Yep, I remember that. And look who's
That's the only
standing.
one from his class still with the same team.
And look who's standing, baby.
Yeah.
Winston traveled around the world.
And
And
Golf is
back.
exiled in Detroit.
And back.
So I see the Colts fired their offensive coordinator today.
I think that was a mistake.
I not only do I think it's a mistake, it's the front office personnel. You getting these. I'm not gonna say washed up quarterbacks because I think Phillip Rivers still had another maybe a year or so in him. But you're bringing in all these
Yeah.
older quarterbacks. You could have invested in a rookie, 4 years ago, and he could have been your starting quarterback by now. So I blame that on the front office.
Listen, Andrew Luck was a good quarterback, but mentally and physically he had to retire. But still, I blame that on the owner. The owner should have been like, listen, you know what? We need to go out and get us a quarterback. We got a tank, or we can't win certain games. That's it. And he didn't do it. Now look, now you fire an offensive coordinator because you average 16.8 points a game.
Well, they messed up. The coach messed up when they let Peyton Manning go. You don't let a Hall of Fame and then Peyton Manning left and won a Super Bowl and went to another Super Bowl. Came out and won the broke the TD record. So, but it is what it is. But so I know this is not NBA. I mean, I know this is not the NFL, but what do you think about the Nets hiring old boy?
Who they hired? Who they hired?
They're trying to hire Boston Celtics old coach.
I know they fired Nash.
Yeah, they try to hire Nia Long's old man.
Yeah, but you know what? He was assistant coach for the Nets for a while, so he can handle both Kyrie and KD. He can handle.
So isn't he still under contract though with the Celtics?
Yeah, he is, but the Celtics gonna let him go.
They're gonna let him go.
They didn't want to fire him, so they're gonna let him, go to Brooklyn.
They are gonna let him go.
Yeah. That's all the reports are. My friends been talking about it all day. I'm like, well, he can handle the New York media. He gonna handle KD. The only thing is when they bring up, his allegations is fraternizing. So he better be ready because the New York press gonna let him have it. They're gonna let him have it in his fraternizing ways, and then Nia Long is over here, and then you doing this over there. So it's gonna be interesting. Then you got Kyrie doing his thing too, so it's gonna be very interesting.
They say they released a statement saying they did not pursue him at all. Huh?
What? When?
Wow.
And we've been going back all day.
They said they didn't pursue him.
I gotta read that.
Yeah, I gotta read up on this now. I gotta go look this up because
I'm looking it up now.
Yeah, I don't want to pass no bad information, but that's the last thing I read was.
Yeah, they was going after him. I read it too. We going back and forth. My friends who are Brooklyn fans, they've been rejoicing all day because they didn't want Nash anyway. They hated Nash. They said, "How are you gonna hire Nash, who never had any experience as a coach, but because he was a great point guard, you said, well, he should be able to navigate through the process." Man, yeah, right.
Well,
let me get the paper first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Go to all sites later.
So yeah, it looked like it's been a twist in there. So this morning they were saying that it was. So yeah, so we'll have to talk about that next week.
We got because Kyrie right now, everybody's talking about Kyrie, and so now that's probably why everybody's like, we're gonna have to figure out what's going on with Kyrie too.
So is Kyrie the watered down version of AB in the NFL right now, in the NBA right now?
No, he's more political than AB. He has a lot of political views that some of it basically people don't take kindly to, especially here in New York, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to learn how to navigate through the process.
So it's KD, Kyrie, And Ben
And,
Simmons,
and
right?
Ben, yep.
And Ben Simmons refused to shoot.
So I didn't realize that Ben Simmons was right-handed, but his father forced him to be, you know,
Left-handed.
well, he wanted to make him the first, was it shit, I forgot the name of that word.
Ambidextrous.
Yeah, ambidextrous player in the NFA, in NFA, NBA.
But they all are though. Most of them could both shoot, dribble with the left hand, right hand. They supposed to be.
So yeah,
I don't know where you
that's a
are.
good one there, Kyrie is the Kanye of basketball.
He sure is. He
But
sure
Kyrie's
is.
not a bad guy. Kyrie's not a bad guy. He just has his different views on politics and world issues, and if the world is round or flat.
And I have no issue with that, but I don't know.
I
I
say the
guess
same Kanye.
I,
I don't know sometimes.
I guess if I had the money that some of these other guys had, I don't know how I would view you know I don't know how I would express my views in the world. I mean I would want to get my point across, but I don't know if I want to do it at the expense of me losing money.
Exactly.
I feel like that there are some players in the NBA or and the NFL that they they're these golden childs because they're going to get all this money.
Right.
Mm. Kanye. I'm praying for Kanye. I'm praying for him. I'm praying for Kyrie.
I ain't praying for Kanye. Kanye know exactly what he's doing. He learned a lot from them damn Kardashian women. Stay
He
in the
sure
news.
did.
Stay in the media spotlight somehow. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised he come out with a sex tape sometime soon.
Well, shit, he has what, 4 kids by Kim?
Is it
And
four?
He's 4. I think he has 4 kids by Kim.
Damn. They got them babies quick.
Mm,
right.
crazy.
Well, anyway,
Anyway.
we done got off football and we done turned into the TMZ.
Right.
We
TMZ
done turned
Sports.
into
It's
TMZ.
TMZ Sports now. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Way too much.
All right. Well, Nikki, you want to tell everybody about your event coming up?
Um, we'll talk about it next week.
Okay. I thought that's sad.
Oh
Going.
yeah,
Yeah.
amigos. Yeah, yeah, that's horrible, man. That's just sad. Like, I mean, damn. I mean, guns is just taking away so many lives. I looked earlier and they said within the state of Texas, it has been a total of 400 killings. 400, and unfortunately, my uncle is in that number. You know, um, it's
I don't.
crazy.
I don't want to get political, but do you think it's because of the new gun leniencies that Texas has and Georgia has adopted it too?
Mm.
You can damn near just walk and
I think it plays a role. I think it plays a role. Although I feel like people can get guns no matter what laws you put in place, they can always get a gun no matter what. It's gonna always be somebody that's gonna sell a gun on the street. It's gonna always be somebody that found a gun somewhere and use it. But I just think they just made it much more easier for people to get it. It just baffles me that you could be 17 years old and buy a gun, but you can't buy liquor or beer. You can't sign a lease to your own apartment. You can't even have certain bills in your name because you're not, 18 or above.
Yeah,
But at
I know.
17, you can own a weapon, a gun. That is ridiculous. It is sad.
you can open carry it.
And open carry in the state of Texas. Like it's it's just ridiculous. You could just walk in a pawn shop and just buy a gun. Long as you have a clean background, you can just buy a gun. So people buying guns and giving it to their kids. People buying guns and giving it to the next person. You know, um, Unfortunately, there's no law to stop it altogether, but
Well, it
you
might
can
not be. Yeah,
make it
it
harder.
might not be a law, but everybody get up off your tail and go vote. Go vote. You know, I
That's
don't
the
know.
main thing.
I
You got
don't
to
know
vote.
when. Yeah, our primary is next week, and I didn't early vote, but you best believe I will be there. You know, you get.
I don't. I didn't early vote because I feel like in those early votes, I don't know. I just kind of feel I have a mind thing about early votes. I feel like they don't get counted. I feel like they hide those votes somewhere. Cause I'm like, I know I seen this X amount of people in the line voting for this X person. Why I don't do it? So I'm like, I'm not doing early voting anymore. I'm gonna just go stand my butt in the line and vote the day of, so I can make sure my vote get counted that night.
So we you going to talk to your friend here, Nikki. Let's
You
see.
Astros are Rangers. Oh, I'm Rangers, and we at home. We been at home. We ain't doing nothing. I just like the Astros when I was a little girl, though. But when I
It's all
came to
about Dusty
Dallas,
Baker right now, though. It's all about Dusty Baker. Even though I'm a Yankee fan, I'm rooting for Dusty right now.
damn it, damn it, that last message y'all screwed up. Yeah, I seen the. I see. I had just checked, clicked on it, and I seen they. I don't even think Astros had scored yet.
Yeah, Philly's putting them on him right now, I think.
Yeah, Kelly say
Man,
I early vote at my precinct. I mean, I was early voting at my precinct too, but I don't know. I feel like those votes don't be counting. It's just a mind thing for me. I don't know. I'm not going to early vote this year. I'm just gonna go and vote the day of. I'm not gonna early vote, and that's what I try to tell people. Like people think voting for the president is when everybody's supposed to turn out to vote. But these are the elections that you supposed to turn out for because these are the ones making your rules and regulations. These are the ones that's putting things into act in your communities. So this is the vote. This is the voting that really matters. The judges, the senators, city councilmen. These are the votes that matter the most.
yep.
Every vote counts. Just get out and vote.
Every vote. You
Every
know.
vote.
Well, that's what they say. Every vote count.
Well, I know here. You know, we a few years ago, Stacey Abrams lost by the thousands. It wasn't no millions.
Yeah,
It was just a few thousands. So every
right.
vote counts. So
So how's she doing this year?
right now, I don't go by what the the early predictions say because they only poll a certain amount of people and they only poll in a certain area. But they're saying she's losing by like maybe 3 to 6 points. Um, but it's hard to say here in Georgia. This is still a good
Republican,
a good old boy state.
Red state.
Republican state,
Oh,
still a red state. Even
Even
though
with
we
all
flipped
the
it blue.
yeah even with all the mess with Herschel Walker,
I was about to say,
he's still in the running.
ex-cowboy Herschel Walker.
I don't even I don't we don't claim him. We
Somebody
trying
claim
to
they
we're
gonna
trying to
claim.
trade him for the girl from Wildin' Out. The red haired girl, yeah, we'll give
Ah!
them Herschel Walker. We'll take the red haired girl from Wildin' Out.
so is
Oh
he
Lord,
actually in the league
Jersey.
winning?
Yeah, she from
No,
Jersey.
he's not winning, but
He's just a
it's
fool.
close.
He's a Trumpster. He's a
But we
fool.
know that
Yeah.
he
He's a
ignorant.
real fool.
He's very ignorant.
He might have
He's
CT.
very he's. I think he got CT.
He might
Well,
He's
have
very
CT.
well,
ignorant.
well, Herschel Walker, we heard your son called you a liar and said you this and that and another. What's your response to that? I love my son very, very much, and I'll do anything in the world for him. I love my son very, very. No, what was we talking about? The verb shit, verb stuff. When they
I
asked you the
don't,
question, you talking, we're not an adjective, we're not verb. I was,
I don't know, dude.
Saturday Night Live has been killing this man.
Really?
yeah,
My God.
yeah. He a clown. He a real clown. He a real clown, just like the person he following. He a real clown. So
Oh my gosh. With that being said, any closing comments?
God bless us all. Let's
yeah,
actually get healthy during this bye. because we play Green Bay and the Vikings right off the bat, so we're gonna be tested. So hopefully, we rest up and get our strategies in line, get everything in line. And let's be ready to finish strong and start the third quarter and then the fourth quarter and then the playoffs are here. So
Yep.
let's go. Let's go at a quarter
Mm.
11 at night. Let's go.
That's the only good thing. That's the only good thing about Georgia you got to say, huh, Kelly?
She say, shout
Hey,
out to
I'm
Majesty. You know that was coming.
hot. Let's go to Buckhead. Let's go to Buckhead.
Well, no, for me, as always, appreciate each and every one of you for joining us tonight. Um, 2022 has been a rough year for me. But I appreciate, you know, my friends, my family, everyone that has reached out to me and gave me some form of positive words to let me know, that you all care about me, my well being, my state of mind, my thinking. I mean, I'm not sure if everyone know, but everyone should know that I lost my brother last Tuesday night unexpectedly. Buried a cousin Saturday that was killed unexpectedly in Louisiana. But it's been rough. But I'm holding on, and I'm just, that's why Sean and they reach out. Hey, do you want to do the show? You don't have to, but this my safe space. This what keeps me going. Is being able to talk sports, talk football, especially talk about my Cowboys. So I just want to tell everyone, thank you. Thank you all for being a friend. Thank you all for being a listening ear. Thank you all for taking my phone calls in the middle of the night, answering my texts in the middle of the night. I just appreciate each and every one of you.
Well, that's what we do. We're a family, and I appreciate, like I said, you guys. This has been I've had a rough year, but I thank God I bounced back, and a lot of it is like Nikki said. A lot of stuff that I deal with. This is my safe space too. Refereeing in this is it takes me away from the world for a little bit. So, and that's why I I'm gonna incorporate um, talking about Cowboys fans and especially Cowboy fans and these Cowboy clubs. We're all one family under the star. You know, this division that we have uh, amongst Cowboy fans, whether it be because of clubs, whether it be because of players, all this stuff is stupid. The Cowboys don't pay us. The players, they don't care if you support them or not. So um, their job is to entertain us. It's not our job to entertain them. So Cowboy fans, let's get it together. Just because you don't like a player and I like a player doesn't mean that you are right and I'm wrong. Just because you belong to one Cowboys club and I belong to another Cowboy club doesn't mean that either one of us are right or wrong.
Except if you're
It,
talking about AB, Anthony
except
Brown. No, just playing.
so
Yo.
you know let's I seen a lot of clubs over the last couple of weeks doing their pink parties and that is the type of things that I like. I love what California did this past year, game when they was in when the Rams they played Rams. A lot of Cowboy clubs actually got together and had a real big tailgate. Those are
Mhm.
the type of things that we need to see more of. Like I said, all this division and people arguing and all this kind of stuff over a fan club. Let's stop it.
All right.
It's not worth it. When I get up on Sundays to watch games, the last thing I want to be worried about is who don't like who because they're a part of a club or not.
All right. And
Uh,
truth is, the players, Jerry, none of them, they could care less about any of these clubs. Everything that we do with these clubs, for these clubs, however we do it, we spend our own money, our own hard-earned money. It's not like the Cowboys are giving us anything back. They don't even know us, to that extent. So it's totally unnecessary. In the world that we're living in today, things are happening so fast. It used to be here today, gone tomorrow, but now it's here today, gone today. So we just have to be mindful of how we treat people and how we treat others, because everybody got something they're dealing with behind closed doors in their life, whether they care to talk about it, express it or not. And you just don't know if that one thing that you're doing can be that edge pusher for that person. Um, or it could be that one thing you say that can change that whole person's day and perspective on life, period. So we just have to know that some things are not worth arguing over. Some things are not worth fighting for. We all Cowboy fans, we're united by the star. And we need to start acting like it more. It's okay to have opinions. It's okay to have a difference in opinion. It's fine. But when you get to arguing and cursing each other out, calling each other names, it's not that serious. It is not that serious, because I promise you, when we go to the game, not one player is giving us $1 to come to that game. I promise you, when that player get their check on the 1st and the 15th, your bank account is not gonna change. So, theirs getting bigger and ours is getting smaller, because we paying bills, and we still trying to support them and be a fan. So just do your best to get along. Now, you do have your ignorant ones that you do have to tell off every now and then. You got your ones you got to go in on, and sometimes you have to put them in a place. But for the most part, if we just some things, it's not worth arguing over. Losing people that mean so much to me back to back have made me just look at things in a whole nother light. You know, um, it's not worth it. No, I mean, when I tell you go ahead, all right, you got that, go ahead. Because if I have to tell you that again, then it's gonna be a problem. If
that's
I
what's
say
up.
go on, just go on. Just let it go.
All right, folks. Well, same time, same channel next week. We'll be on time next week.
Y'all will be on
And
time.
anyway,
This has been Stars Talking Cowboys, the podcast, with your hosts, Sean Fox, K Boogie, and Cowboys Nikki. Be sure to check us out every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 Central. Also, hit us up on your favorite social media platform. Follow, rate, review, and subscribe.
All right.
all
I
right.
told him to change that Wednesday to Tuesday too, so hopefully he'll be sending that one out to us.
All right. Well, we'll see y'all next Tuesday.
Good night. God
All
bless.
right. Good night,
Bye.
everybody.